Right, this is a response to Jaylove's video. He's talking about identity in America and whether African Americans should see themselves as Africans. Well, there is quite a few ways you can look at this situation or look at this. I'm from England, but my parents was born in a place called St. Vincent. I know that all the people in St. Vincent, all the black skinned people, all those people originally came from Africa. Now, we call ourselves in that part of the world Vincentians, and most Vincentians don't see themselves as Africans. Now, my view is different to that. I do believe that we can be both. I think we can be both Vincentian and African. Our ancestry, our DNA, our biological makeup is African, but our place of birth may be in that part of the world which is called St. Vincent, which is in the Caribbean. It's an island near Barbados. I find in our country, in the country that I live in now, I live in England, I find that the Africans or the black people there, here in this country, they do have a problem with their identity, or most of them do. And the same issue that you're bringing up, Jaylove, the same issue that you're dealing with there is similar to black people in England. Most of them don't want to admit that they're Africans. Maybe it's true, they're not Africans. Maybe they're seeing their place where they were born. But I believe we can be both. I believe we can be, we could have an African ancestry, but also we have our nationality. In my case, we are seen as, or black people in Britain, we are seen as black British. Even if we come from another country and we get our citizenship, then we are seen as black British. So there is two ways of looking at it. But I do understand in the point that you're making that we sometimes seem to be ashamed of our African ancestry. I know of so many people, even a close relative of mine. One day I said she was African. I was talking to her, and she was so upset and so angry for me calling her African. And that's where I think we are looking at it in a wrong way, because I think we should embrace our ancestry. We should actually love where we've come from. We all know that we came to these countries, or we came to the Caribbean, and we came to America not by a choice. It wasn't a choice thing. We was ripped from our land. And I think sometimes black people need to go back to the basic history of how they came into America and how they came into the Caribbean, and also Brazil, Puerto Rico, all the other islands, Barbados, Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, those islands and those countries which are America, and those islands are Central America and South America, was not inhabited by black people. And so we was brought there by force, and we know, well, those who knows this, is this what was called the transatlantic slave trade. And so, you know, we are Africans that were taken there by force. And the fact that we've been in our countries for so many years now doesn't change the fact that we still got that African DNA. Another way we can look at this is that the DNA that we have We know that it's not pure of a pure African DNA now, because during the slave period, there was a lot of intermixture, a lot of mixture of genes and mixture of from other sources. So we have the European, the white European master, as a lot of us would know this, used to basically have sex with the the female slaves, and over a period of time that produced many different generations of different mixtures of people in America, in the Caribbean, in Brazil. If you look at Brazil, you see that there is a strong mixture of people there, and they vary from every different shade and every different type of hair texture, and that's due to the mixtures that went on for how many 350, well, about 350 years of mixture. The same thing happened in America, and we can see the different variations in African Americans in their physical appearances, from very light skin to very dark skin, to different shaped noses, different lip sizes, different hair textures. All this is due to that mixture that happened by force many times, and sometimes by economical situations of black women having to, you know, do things that they didn't really want to do to survive during that period. So African Americans have got dual heritage, sometimes multi-heritage. So this kind of question of identity, of whether we are Africans living in America, is not a simple one. But I think we can safely say that that our DNA goes back to Africa, and there is a mixture there. But whether we want to call ourselves Africans, I think it's an individual thing. But the main thing is that we should not be ashamed of our ancestry. You know, African Americans should actually embrace their Africanness, because Africa has a great heritage. There's a lot of things about Africa we don't learn in schools, but if we was to search and look, you would be proud to know that African people are very diverse people. There are many tribes, and there were many different kingdoms that were in Africa during the period of the slave trade. And the slave trade is a very drastic, negative thing that happened to us, but we played our part in making it happen. So it's not just blaming the white man. We played our part in this whole situation. It's for us to learn the lessons from slavery and to build a better community in America.